Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another episode of the Ask Mush series. I take your guys' questions that you guys left in the comment section of the last video, and I answer about 3 of them in 2 to 3 minutes each. If you guys have a question for the next episode, as always, you can leave those in the comment section down below. You guys left some great questions in the last episode, so let's get right into this. The first question comes from Paul D. Smool. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. He says, "Hey Mush, I love your videos, and I was wondering, with everyone talking about exclusives at E3 last week, a little bit longer than last week at this point, are exclusives actually good for gaming? Wouldn't it be better if everything was released on every platform, or would the gaming industry die if there weren't any exclusives anymore?" I think die is an extreme term. The gaming industry wouldn't die. There will always be a market for video games, but the reason exclusives exist is because of the console market, or in the case of PC games, it's because that type of experience is only possible on PC. On consoles now, it's mainly a Sony and Nintendo thing that create exclusives, but Sony, they're making games such as Spider-Man, Shadow of the Colossus, God of War, and yeah, they do want to sell as many copies of those games possible, and those games will sell really well, but the ultimate goal of Sony is to push out as many consoles as possible. The exclusives act as the console seller, and once the console is bought by a consumer, that's when Sony can really start making money off of them. Every PS4 game they buy, the PlayStation Network subscriptions, your digital downloads on movies. I believe if you sign up to services like Netflix and other of those streaming platforms straight from the console, they make money off that. So yeah, it's nice if the exclusives sell well, but the real goal of them is to sell consoles, and that's how these companies bring consumers into their ecosystem, which then they can really start profiting. For Microsoft, once again, they put their games on Xbox and Windows, but it's the same thing. They put their games on Windows so they can bring people into that Windows ecosystem and profit off them that way. Exclusives make a lot of business sense. Is it the best for gamers? No. Would I love to see all of those exclusives on Steam and be ready to play it on PC? Of course, but I understand why companies do it. It's just business. I can't really hold it against them. If you look at it from a logical point of view, it makes a ton of sense to create exclusive experiences, because that also differentiates consoles and makes people decide what to pick up, because not everybody is picking up every console and a PC. But no, the gaming industry wouldn't die if there wasn't exclusives. There's just no reason for them to not create exclusives. Sony's other option is just to bring their games onto PC, but then Sony isn't bringing people onto their ecosystem. That's what they want. They want to bring people into the PlayStation ecosystem, which makes all the sense in the world. The next question I want to cover real quickly comes from Joker Slayer 65. He says, "Hey Mush, I'm a 14-year-old getting into PC gaming. Since I can't get a job, I get paid with allowance at home, and I was wondering if it was better for me to build a PC or buy a pre-built one. I have the time to build a PC, but I'm too scared I might break apart and the parts are really expensive, while with the pre-built PC I can pay for it monthly and still save up for a monitor, desk, keyboard, etc. Just a little advice would be great. Love your channel. Subscribed about a week ago." Thank you for subscribing. Hope you enjoy the content. Now, this is an issue I think a lot of younger people that are just getting into PC gaming have. They think they're gonna break something, or something's just gonna explode in their face, and honestly, when I was like, 14, 15 getting into PC gaming, I was the same way, but it's just very stupid. Like, PC parts are not gonna explode in your face, or anything crazy isn't gonna happen. At worst, you might be the 1% of people that gets a product dead on arrival. That's the absolute worst. You have to be incredibly stupid to, like, break a PC part while building it. Like, it's very easy. It's not hard at all. Like, if you can follow some basic directions, you'll be fine. And it's not like if you touch the motherboard is gonna explode or anything crazy like that, because I think that is an actual worry of people. They think, like, PC parts weren't built to last. That's not the case. They do have some durability behind them. Yeah, if you touch the CPU, it's not gonna explode. There isn't TNT in it. I know it is electronics and it is expensive. Just be a tad bit careful. Follow directions. There's tons of videos. Kerry Holzman, I believe, has a super in-depth guide on how to build a PC. That's what I watched 4 or 5 years ago, and that made building a PC just super easy. It took a few hours because his video was very thorough and in-depth, but just watch that, follow the steps. It's super easy. If you want to build a PC, build a PC. It's just like I said yesterday, PC parts are very expensive right now, graphics cards especially, so I would recommend to wait until those GPU prices die down. But yeah, building a PC is easy. Nothing's gonna blow up in your face, you know, it's not that difficult. The final question comes from Staying Sane Z. And he asked a very relevant question in terms of games that are releasing these days. He asks, how do you feel about the open world craze that has been going on these past couple of years, where video games that were previously not open world suddenly make the jump in the sequel, or video games in general are just leaning towards the genre? Do you think it helps or hurts series that make the jump? Personally, this whole topic didn't come to mind until I played Final Fantasy 15 and realized what a great game it was during the moments with a more contained experience, but was an extremely boring and tedious one during the open world sequences. I think I disagree with that last bit. I really enjoyed the open world sections of Final Fantasy 15. I enjoyed that game tremendously. I thought the story was pretty bad, but the gameplay itself was on point. And this is a very good question because it really goes both ways. There's some games that are really benefited by going open world, and then others it's just like, why did you even go open world? Mirror's Edge Catalyst is one game where I would have preferred that game to be linear. I don't know why they made that game more open. It's not like a gigantic open world, but I enjoyed Mirror's Edge when it was a linear experience level to level. And then there's other games like Metal Gear Solid 5 where I think the open world added a great amount of depth to the game's gameplay. But yeah, now you see like every single franchise, if it's a long-running franchise, it's going open world. That's just the genre and style of gameplay that's in right now. People like their open-ended experiences. The Witcher was a game that, in The Witcher 2, it was fairly linear. I mean, there were some exploration options, but it was a more linear experience. And then Witcher 3, they just slapped you across the face and gave you this enormous open world. It was such a stark shift. It worked out for the best with The Witcher, but not for every franchise does it work. It's all up to the developer. If they think it's gonna work in a game, then fine, and I do enjoy my open world experiences. I mean, it's more content, it's more value for your money, but more isn't always better, and you really have to just judge it by a game-by-game basis. Like I said, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, one that I really didn't dig the world, but The Witcher 3, one that was amazing, and Metal Gear Solid 5, once again, one that I think the open world really helped it. And it's not just with existing franchises, like he said, it's a lot of other games, new IPs as well. You see a lot more open world RPGs. Some of them turn out great, but now it is getting a bit stale. I saw this game called Alex. That's an open world sci-fi RPG, I believe. I don't know what to really think about that. That just seems kind of like a cash grab open world RPG to me, but I don't know, maybe it'll be good. But yeah, you really have to judge it with a game-by-game basis, but I do think that the open world formula is getting a tad bit stale, and we're gonna have to figure out something different. So that's gonna wrap up this episode, guys. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions for the next episode, comment section down below is where to leave them, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.